Well, hello again and welcome back. I'm back on the Sealine again this morning, just trying to do a few more jobs. It's quite a nice morning outside. A little bit of an update. I got my tap tops replaced. We'll have a look at those in a minute, and you wouldn't know the difference. They're brilliant, and so that job's done. The taps now turn on and off in the shower and the wash basin. But I'm just looking another job that I'm going to try. I want to try and video doing some more work on the boat, and it was quite funny really. Always look at what you're buying. There's a tip. There's a commonsensical sort of tip for you there, stating the obvious really. But and I'm not really sure that the company should be wording it like this anyway, but I bought what was called a service kit for the Volvo AD31 diesel engine on here, which I assumed contained the right amount of engine oil, proper Volvo, right grade of Volvo engine oil in the right amount, a water pump impeller, a oil filter and a fuel filter. However, and this item is sold as an AD31 service kit. However, when this item, and this was bought as a gift for me, I didn't buy this, somebody bought it for me very kindly, a family member bought it as a gift. I'd done something for them and they wanted it, which was lovely. So I didn't really study, I just thought, oh, AD31, yeah, that's brilliant, that will save me, piecing all the bits and pieces together. However, when the box came, I thought, well, hang on, there's some bits missing here. First of all, there was only one 5-litre plastic container of oil. Now, those familiar with the Volvo AD31 knows it takes 9 litres of oil on an engine change. So I'm 4 litres of engine oil short there for starters. There was a oil filter, a proper Volvo oil filter, but that was wobbling about loose in the box and picked a lot of dust up. The cover had come off it, so I wasn't greatly impressed with the packing on that. No fuel filter. And there was the water pump impeller, which is okay. I did know more. I write an email off to this company, which to their detriment, I've never heard back from them. I suppose they thought, oh, well, we've got a bright moaner here, sort of thing. But saying, I don't think this should be right and call this a service kit, because I then went online and studied the details more, and it does tell you online when you look into the small print below it that you only get 5 litres of oil. The picture actually shows 2 containers of oil, a big and a little one. So I was a bit disappointed in that really. It's not if you can't even do a basic oil change, whoa, this is not a service kit, this is service parts. And I think this is where online trading standards might want to, I suppose it's splitting hairs really, but I call that service parts and not a service kit. To me, a service kit gives you the right bits and the right amount of engine oil, say, or fluids to do the job in hand. Well, this kit clearly doesn't. But by the by, so I've got half of that, and that's something else that I want to film and show, doing an engine service on the AD31, which I'll try and put together the other bits and pieces and we'll do that. But and there's still a whole host of things to do. This morning I'm looking, I didn't realise I'd got it even, and that's why I'm having a look. I found, I bought many months ago. It was actually for another boat, it wasn't even for this boat. So I'll show you that. We'll have a look at that and show you what I'm looking at, and try and explain a bit more on that. So yeah, what it is, this boat, if you've seen my boat narrowboat videos on Bullock Smithy, you'll know I've gone down the route of making that a totally LPG gas free boat. There's no gas on that boat whatsoever. I don't envisage doing this on this boat, because all the gas we've got is a little Plastimo hob and grill, which just behind the door there's a locker, the gas locker, where there is a small one of those sort of smallish size camping gas cylinders. But what I do intend to fit, and what I bought, and I've fitted these on other boats, on some of the Freeman boats I've owned in the past, where I've had gas cookers and gas appliances, and I do like them. It's the Pilot twin channel gas alarm. So obviously on a boat, if you have a gas leak from the cooker or from the bottle, which is obviously the two sources, or the pipe work in between, theoretically you've got two of these sensors that you locate somewhere on the boat. I think one, it recommends to put one at the lowest point, so one will be in the bilge, in the engine bilge down at a low point, obviously, because as I've explained about petrol vapours, gas vapour is just the same. LPG vapour will sink, is heavier than air, so it will sink to the lowest point on the boat. And so obviously the bilges are very, a likely cause that if you had a leak. So we shall put one of these sensors in the bilge, and I also wanted to get one in the cabin space, and the obvious one is low down, and obviously there's the grill, there's the hob and the grill there, and so I was thinking of sort of coming probably that side down just very unobtrusively there at the low point there. So obviously, if for any reason and there was a leak at which is more than possible with these hobs, if there was a leak there and gas would naturally float downwards or drop downwards, because it's heavier than air. So eventually, before too long, that would set that sensor off. I do like these. That's the panel you get with it. So this is a two channel, so you've got two sensors. Obviously this has to be wired into the boat's 12 volt system. You really want it. They're quite a low draw, they don't take a lot of battery, but you really want it wired, say, when you switch the main battery switch on, the gas alarm comes on. So whenever you're on the boat and you've got the batteries on, the gas alarm is armed and comes on. That's how I like to wire them and how I've had them before, and that's what I shall try and do. Obviously trying to fit parts into boats afterwards is horrendously difficult. You don't want wires, you don't want to start drilling through bits and pieces, because you don't know what's where, or so it's a bit of a debate at the moment where I'm going to fit this, and as I say, we'll try and do a video on the actual fitting of this, and so you end up seeing where it all goes. But I don't like that clock there. It's pretty useless there to my mind. So I was going to move the clock and try and obviously fit the panel there, and then hopefully one wire from the sensor and the battery cable, I think I can get access via a ventilator. Can you see there's a vent there, or behind that, well, where my finger is, behind on that top bulkhead there's a vent, and if I unscrew that, I think I can get to the back of that, and then probably run a cable, obviously bringing the 12 volt supply up. The sensor from the engine bilge can come up that way, and then this way the cable will have to tuck in under there and then come down the side there. I mean, you're not really going to see, you're not going to really see a lot of it. It's all, as I say, very, very low voltage. This is, and You can, on these, you can if the cable isn't long enough, you find you can add to the cable or even put new cable on the sensors. I have done that in the past, and as I say, you get quite a bit of cable on the both sensors. I think these retail, you know, round about the £150, you know, I think you can pick them up for around about the £150 mark. This was a bargain. I think this was brand new, and it was an old stock, and I think I picked this up for about £75. It was in a sale, and it's never been used, never been opened. So yeah, that's what I'm just sort of weighing up this morning and thinking, what tools do I need to bring? And as I say, we'll have a crack at fitting that. You know, rather than keep it in the box, it might as well be on the boat, and I think it's, you know, an important thing. These, by the way, these are primarily for, as I say, liquid propane, gas, butane or propane they will pick up. They aren't really kind of warranted to pick petrol or diesel vapour or smells up, but I did look online at some instructions, and although they won't guarantee, they will pick heavy dilutions. Obviously, if you've got a petrol engine boat and for some reason your tank started leaking, and you know you had a leakage of petrol, they will even then supposedly pick that up. We might try the sensor and see what it will and won't pick up when we've got it fitted. And even if you have a leakage of diesel, if it's quite a heavy, you know, obviously diesel, you know, it's got a certain smell to it, and obviously a vapour, not as much as petrol by any means, but they supposedly will, you know, in certain cases also pick that up. So it's a bit of a warning on that, but they primarily are designed, as I say, for liquid propane or butane gas. And obviously, you know, in a small enclosed space as a boat, you don't need a lot of gas to escape before, you know, you could, you know, flick a switch on the switch panel. I could just, you know, put the water heater on and off. That creates a spark. All switches do, and you know, that is probably enough to ignite, you know, a gas leak if you've got a build-up of gas anywhere, you know. So one has to be careful. Boating is very safe. I don't want to alarm anybody, but you know, it's my view is it's always better to take precautions. And as I say, I do know these work because, strangely enough, I fitted one on my Freeman, and I did fit the sensor that had a full cooker, a Plastimo Atlantic cooker, and strangely enough, the compression joint at the back, obviously with vibration over a period, over one winter, the boat had been in and out the water, and you know, I came back to the mooring, brought the boat back to the mooring, and thought we'd try everything, and put the hob on, and within a moment, you know, the pilot gas alarm was, you know, giving its audible warning. It gives quite a loud, as you'll see, obviously I'll show you when we fit it, it gives quite a loud audible warning. And you know, so I quickly switched the gas off at the gas bottle, and sure enough, you know, there was quite a leak coming from the back on a compression fitting. So it just shows you they do work, and I've always liked them. I think it's another form of, you know, why wouldn't you, if you've got gas on a boat? As I say, I would always, if I'm not using the gas, I would always turn the gas bottle off. It's off at the moment, in any case. But it's just another, you know, safety measure, I think. So yeah, that's what I've been looking at and trying to size up. So hopefully next week I'll come back and fit that. And as I say, just to show you the new taps, there we go. If we turn them on, look at that, and then we turn it, so there we go, and then we turn it off, There we go, it's off. Nothing. I wasn't holding that very well, so if we turn the hot on, and then turn it off, there we go. They are brilliant. That is so much better. Just the plastic had cracked around the top rim, and where the brass like spine goes up into it, it had obviously stretched over the years, and the taps are moving quite nicely now. As I say, they're freeing up. Still a bit of a squeak there, but you know, obviously the more they get used now, every time I come to the boat I'll try and use them a bit more, and as I say, they cost £9 each, so they're not ruinous, and it matches in well without having to change the unit out, which is could be an expensive, you know, to put a new shower unit in there. You could be looking at, well, however much you wanted to pay, and finding one that fits as well. So yeah, there we go. Thanks for watching. Please do subscribe, do comment, and we'll be back with more videos very shortly, and bye for now.